For he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him.
Who has the power to pardon?
Who has that power, man?
Whose name is in him? And whose name is in him is the biggest clue.
This is Yahweh Shai. That's one of his cameos in the ancient world. Before he came as Yahweh Shai through Joseph and Mary.
That's right.
He came in his angelic form back then. He was here to what? He was that rock, that cloud, that watched over us, that guided us and led us in the wilderness.
A little fire by night and cloud
by day.
Cloud by day. Yeah. And that same big cloud is coming to deliver us.
Right. He was there in a chariot delivering us out of ancient Egypt.
Yep.
He'll be there in a chariot delivering us out of modern day Egypt.
That's right.
Yeah, so only fitting. That is a precept to that Exodus. That's how you know this is how it's shot. Talk about an Exodus. 1 Corinthians 10:1. Moreover, brethren, I will not that ye should be ignorant how that our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and it did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, so they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them.
It's spiritual because what are the two main miracles that the Lord caused in the wilderness when we were circling around? When they started complaining about how, you brought us out here to starve?
To die.
What did he do? He what? He split the water and what? Water came out and what else? He caused the quail and the manna to come down. You think about it, what's the water now?
Yeah.
And what's the hidden manna?
What did he say? This is my body.
This is my body. Eat. Drink.
The roll.
Eat the whole roll. So that's spiritual, man. That was the Lord back then, man.
That's heavy.
And what he was doing was a foreshadowing of what he would come to do in this time.
And that's why we have to continue that analogy of saying that this is more spiritual deliverance than a physical deliverance, because the first place you're delivered is spiritually first down here, because you can't get physically taken off the planet until you've been renewed in your mind or in your spirit. You're renewed there. You have a question? Look at my blood. You know what it is, because he's blood, right? Right. Drink of my blood, like it's in the blood. He is the life. Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it is the wisdom also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. You have to be spiritual to understand what the Lord was saying. It's all spiritual.
The blood covers you, right? When you go back into Exodus, when we were commanded to what? We're commanded to kill that lamb or that goat, and what? Put the blood over the post of the door, the lintel, right? Then when you go into Ezekiel 9:4, the tawaf, right? It's because it's covered with what? The blood of Yahweh Shai. So
it's all the same analogy that keep expounding. We playing the same situations, but in different spiritual meanings and moments, but accomplishing the same thing in different forms. All right, verse 5, I'm jumping down to 5. But with many of them, the Most High was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be idolaters, and were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, and some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Yahweh Shai, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Now the Lord warned them, don't tempt them. Don't tempt the Lord, man. That's Exodus, right?
Is that another one?
That's a lot closer, man. Okay. See the difference, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lord killed, 23,000 niggas in the wilderness. I got something like this. Yeah, more on you're in Exodus, right? I got one in Exodus too, so matter of fact, I'll hit it right quick. Exodus 33, and I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, and I will send an angel, capital A, before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanite, the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. For I will not go up against thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. So basically, he's simply saying that he's sent Yahweh Shai before us, even in that moment. That's who's going to lead us back into the promised land also. This time. He let us in there the first time with the chariots. He's going to lead us back here this time with the chariots again.
Yeah. See, that account, that should put fear. Killed 23,000 niggas in one day in the wilderness. Just sap them up. See, the Lord's going to do way worse than that when he comes back. That's mild.
Yeah, 20,000.
It tells you on the day of the Lord that the slaves of the Lord is going to be many from one end of the earth even to the other.
To the horse's bridle.
All right. You talking about man, the Lord's going to press down on that wine press. Right? Worldwide, man. There's going to be death everywhere. And the world's going to finally change their perception about who the Lord was all this time. Because right now, their perception, they believe that the Lord is just one dimensional God. Yeah. All he does is love everybody. Everybody's accepted. You could come as you are. You could do as thou wilt.
You can talk shit.
You can talk your shit.
If you don't believe in it,
you can blaspheme.
Okay.
There's no consequences.
You can question the Lord, question his judgments, or
Yeah. But that's going to change on the day of the Lord, man. These people ain't going to walk around with their head up high. Like you saw them two N-dubs that just walked by. There ain't going to be nothing like that in that day. Ain't nobody going to be walking around with their nose up, man.
Yeah. Exactly. You talk about the pride, because that should fear you. It should put you in fear. You're not going to treat you down.
Second Kings chapter 19, and the point was at verse 35. I don't know if I should. Yeah, it says 2 Kings chapter 19 and verse 34. It says, I will defend the city to save it for my own sake, and for my servant David's sake. And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000.
That's 185,000 troops. The angel just laid down. Just one angel. Just one of them. Laid them all down, man. They didn't even get a chance to fight.
Yeah.
The Lord didn't even give them a chance.
They was all dry bones.
You need to go see
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They didn't get a time to get the bones.
They didn't even get a chance to do nothing.
And that's why
They came all deep and confident, like they was going to just take us over.
Yeah.
You know, well, we got them surrounded. They fortified. They hide gates. You know, we finna storm in and we finna tear their asses up. And the angel came down and took all their ass out before they could even lift a finger.
Crazy, man.
Oh, yes, yes, I do.
That's how powerful, you know. Another one.
Yeah.
It's
You see the plane,
Yeah,
and you see
the
the
other
Lord
one's
coming
way
there.
further, yeah.
They show all of this on Dragon Ball, man. When the Saiyans come down, they come down in that chariot, you know what I'm saying? Vegeta and Goku came down in the you know what I'm saying, in that chariot. You know what I'm saying? They showing that on the cartoon.
That's
So it's the truth, man. The chariot is the real. Man, nobody can be nothing of Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Talk about the Death Star, talk about the moon is the chariot, you know what I'm saying? And Esau's getting ready, man. He's getting his little weapons ready, man. He don't think he gonna lose, but hey, everybody gotta take a L, man.
Did you read down to that in No, I'm talking about in Second Ezra 14.
13.
And this should also put in perspective the attitude you should have. Because you got men in Israel that are carnal, and they believe that, you know, solely relying upon arms, you know, stockpiling on weapons, guns, ARs, which you see Esau's cracking down on that now. I wonder what's going to be their answer to that. But the Lord, you know, his through his power and his might, our forefathers always put trust in his might, because he was always been our help. He's always been our shield, our buckler, our protection. We don't need weapons of war. But always keep that in your mind. You do not need weapons of war, man. We got the heavenly forces, man. You seeing it right before your eyes. You look up and they right there. You know? What the hell you need a AR on your hips for? Dudes literally prophesying with big ass, chunky ass ARs on the hip, man. What for?
They don't trust the Lord, man.
They don't. These men they're showing that they really don't have faith. And to be carnally minded is enmity with the Most High. You know? What's more powerful? A fucking arm that a man made, or power from the heavens? What's more powerful? It even tells you back in 2 Ezra 13, when the Lord comes back, he's not going to have no instrument of war in his hand. Go to that real quick. Go to 2 Ezra 13 again, and I believe it's like around maybe it might be around the 30th verse maybe.
2 Ezra 13?
Yeah, 13. 2 Ezra 13 and 28.
It's 2 Ezra 13 and 28. Can I start up at
Start up.
26. The same is he whom Yahweh, the highest, have kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creatures, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind, and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation.
Yeah. They came to subdue him with all this military apparatus, all this equipment, you know, shooting all type of things. Esau got his own laser beams, and they got direct energy weapons. They got all type of shit. They thought that they was going to use all that against the Lord and his angels. That's why I said in Psalms 2, why do the heathen rage? Why do they imagine a vain thing? Like, what the hell is wrong with them? What are they really thinking? You know? You really imagining that you can have a chance of winning against the Lord, man? You think you're not going to be subdued and come under the Lord's dominion? The Lord's coming to take power. He's the King of Kings. So he's coming back to rightfully claim his throne. Right now, Esau is sitting on the throne on earth right now, but the Lord's getting ready to come down and smack his ass off the throne, man. All right? And the kingdom is not going to be left to no other people. It's going to be an everlasting kingdom. This dominion will not be left. Basically, nobody's going to replace the ruler, all right? No other nation will have the chance to succeed the king, our dominion.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everlasting rulership.
Everlasting, man. That means that Esau, the power that Esau once had, the Lord's going to have that completely stripped from him. He'll never be able to rise back into power.
Didn't someone say that recently? Apostle Har went into it, like,
yeah, Lahab is teaching that Esau, after some point in time in the kingdom, that Esau is going to be able to rise back in the power. But it was him falsely breaking down Revelation, where it says, and Satan shall be loose for a season. He came back out of the bottomless pit. Yeah. That already happened.
Yeah.
Even great men are not bottomless. The Lord took the spirit completely from that dude. Why in the hell would you teach that?
That's his brother.
Plus, you forgetting how in the kingdom, the Lord's going to get rid of all the weapons of war anyway.
Yeah.
So they won't even have a fighting chance.
How you going to fight without his flesh?
Yeah.
And then Obadiah said you're going to get the